If you would just say your name and the age of your son.
Shane Swick, 18.
Okay, so is your kid active in school functions?
Pause.
It's all right.
Yeah, on the other hand, I know I look good.
There you go, perfect. So is your kid active in school functions?
Yes.
Okay, so do you or your child attend Stillwater High School football games?
Occasionally. My son does, though, every football game.
Okay, so what are your thoughts in general about the football team?
Our football team struggled in the recent past, so I think they're kind of in a rebuilding time frame.
Okay. Is there a lot of talk about the high school football games before game day?
No.
No. Okay. So what would you say the community overall is supportive of the football team?
I think the community is supportive, but in my mind, from what I grew up with when I was a kid, there's not enough, like you said, talk about it prior to the hype leading up to a Friday night football game. You know, when I grew up, that was always the big thing for the town. There was, you know, pep rallies leading up to, there was, you know, the team breakfast the morning of or the day before, there was, you know, those types of things. And I don't know that that's done. Now, granted, I went to a lot smaller school, so it might have been it was easier done there.
So I know that their coach, I think it's his third year, did they do anything like that prior to him coming, or is it kind of a new regime kind of deal, or has it kind of been
a
long time coming?
They've done anything like that I can think of.
Okay. So do you attend any other Stillwater High School events besides the football games?
Yeah, we do attend a few basketball games.
Okay. Okay. So why do you attend those as opposed to football?
Really probably about the same as far as the amount of games that I attend.
Okay.
So basketball and football, yeah, about the same.
Okay. So what do you like about the games? Like the overall atmosphere, or just because you know people playing in them? Or?
Well, in all honesty, it's more people that I know because my son's that age, so he's a senior this year, so I know a lot of the kids.
Okay.
Coached them when they were younger. But in all honesty, I don't know that there's a lot that I would say that I like about the games. More so what I'd like to say about what I don't like about the games.
Okay.
I think it's a disconnect from the community. I really feel that it's the size of the stadium. I just feel like there's a disconnect with the fans because they've made such a huge stadium that it allows people to sit farther apart. I know this may sound silly.
No, sure.
But they sit farther apart, and so then if the guy sitting 20 feet away from you is standing up cheering, you don't feel obligated to stand up because he's not right next to you. In the old stadium, Hamilton Field, it was a small, there wasn't a lot of room as far as the stands were concerned, but when they packed them in, you were packed in shoulder to shoulder, and you stood right next to each other, and when one person stood up to cheer, you all stood up to cheer.
Sure.
Because it was like everybody was cheering around you.
So that leads to my next question. So obviously those are your thoughts now, but what were your initial thoughts when they built the stadium, when you first saw it?
When I first saw the stadium built, I was very pleased and proud of what they've done for the team, because I think it's been needed for a long time. They played away from the high school. They would have to bus the kids over there, which I think was kind of an odd thing to begin with anyway. They weren't landlocked, so they had the opportunity to build the stadium there. So I think that was probably a good thing. I just feel like for some reason there's just kind of that disconnect from cheering for and that type of thing for the team.
Okay. So obviously when you're not here at Olive Garden, how do you spend your Friday nights? During the football season, I should say. Excuse me there.
Okay. During the football season, if I'm not at a game, which I do go to I would say probably 50% or better of the home games.
Okay.
If I'm not at a game, if I'm not working, it's probably watching a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So do you follow any other high school teams other than Stillwater?
No, not really.
Okay. So how do you show your support for Stillwater High School football besides going to the games? Is there anything they do community-wise? Do they have drives that you attend, or they do
Well, they have a booster club.
Okay.
And we do donate to the booster club, when we can. Different functions and things like that support the sports in the high school. We typically attend those and try to help out with those. So.
Okay. So how long have you been attending games for here in Stillwater?
Probably since my son was 2 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so 16 years.
So do you ever go to the away games or just the home games?
Usually just the home games. We have gone to a couple of away games in the past when the team was doing really well, but haven't gone to any away games recently.
Okay. So the last question is, what would make you attend a football game more than now? Is there anything that you can think of? I know you said the stadium's a little big, but I mean, if they were sponsoring an event, like if they had, like a dollar hot dog night, or if they had like a big grill out before the game or something, would that make you more likely to attend?
That would probably, because I have 2 younger kids too. So if there were things that were, that might draw us as a family to go, then maybe it would be, we'd be more apt to go.
Perfect. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it, man.